In the wound, Chris fucking Hansen, the pedo slayer himself, has weighed in on this topic with this to say. Please stop sending me links to cartoon porn. I find it distasteful, but it's not relevant to my work. Now, mind you, this man has been doing this for the past, I want to say, better half of almost, I want to say 30 years at this point, and he has been surrounded by a lot of psychologists who give him insight to how these people's brains work. And if he's literally telling you that cartoon porn has nothing to do with his work, what does that tell you? And on top of that, other child protection agencies have gone on record to complain about the false reports they've gotten over cartoon porn and have explicitly asked people to stop sending them.
How stupid are you? Chris Hansen literally calls you a degenerate just politely when he said he finds it distasteful. Why do you think he said that? And I don't even know the context behind why he said don't send it to him.
So Arachnid Youth points out Chris Hansen, who has dealt with pedos in the past and dealt with them on a regular basis, is asking people to stop sending him cartoon porn, and even states while he finds it distasteful, while he doesn't like it, the content they've sent him has nothing to do with his work in exposing predators. You yourself even go, you don't even know the context of this. Also the fact child protection agencies, which you'd assume receive reports from multiple states and even countries, some of which where lolicon is labelled under obscenity laws, and other places like Canada where it is actually illegal material. Even then, these agencies are telling people to stop reporting this. Makes you think, doesn't it?
You're still a fucking weird human being for defending and even downloading these kinds of images.
Meanwhile,
I have a question. Yes. Are you fucking high?
Which League Entertainment already proved you did, and you have admitted to yourself in the calls provided in that video. Now, I want to play a clip from this video that I mentioned earlier that I said you all should watch, where he explains why the legality aspect of this is a slippery slope.
I did some more research, and in fact, this is a legal gray area because under federal law in section 1466A, title 18, lolly is classified as child porn as it explicitly states that cartoons are included in that category. However, it is very easy to dodge prosecution because of the segment where it specifies that if it possesses artistic value, it's fine.
We use the stones to destroy the stones.
What is the definition of a pedophile?
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
A person who is sexually attracted to children. What is the definition of CP? Any visual depiction of a minor, a person who has not reached the age of consent, engaging in sexual explicit activity.
Okay, so I watched the entire video a while ago, right? And this bit right here, this bit comes a bit later, but it pissed me off. He literally reads it. He reads it so many times, and he just ignore it. It says depiction. You know what? Does he know what fucking depiction means? Look. It's been days, right? And that still pisses me off. Anyway, I just had to add this into the video. Anyway, let's continue.
No matter if it does or not, this is a very easy argument for a lawyer to make because artistic value is so subjective.
Yes. Are you fucking high?
Even though we all know that the sole existence of lolly is fat material for these degenerates. It is classified as child porn if you follow the law and take into consideration common sense.
Oh, is that right? Well, I sure hope somebody picks up that phone, because I f***ing called it!
Depiction of a minor, a person who has not reached the age of consent, engaging in sexual explicit activity.
It didn't work. It did not work.
The loophole is there, so lolicons like to say that it is legal.
Can't reason with crazy.
And while I'm here, I think it's also a good time to debunk a lot of speculation surrounding this whole drama, if you can even call it that. We've already gone over the fact that this argument was in fact about cartoon porn, not CP.
No, it is CP, but
You're a fucking idiot. This needs to stop. Now.
Lies and narratives have stemmed from the very inflammatory language in order to make the situation look worse than what it actually was. For example, claims that I use CP to entice my audience. Yeah, that's obviously bullshit, because if that were the case, my channel would be gone.
No, as Liam went over in the video, you did use it. How stupid are you? Now, granted, this was softcore, still weird.
I bet you this guy uses terms like pedo-like or diet pedo or something like that, because who in their right mind goes and sees what they consider to be child explicit material and goes, oh, it's fine, it's softcore, that's not a problem? Who says that? Who categorizes that? Who categorizes what they consider to be child explicit material of a child as softcore? What the fuck? Okay. Am I going insane? I thought antis were meant to be antis, but they're just fucking retarded. How do you even say this? I don't even. This is just repeating itself. I'm gonna go like a crazy person. I'm gonna have to skip a chunk of this because it's just repeating itself over and over and over again. For fuck's sakes.
But I don't know why you're phrasing this as if it's a lie when you yourself even admitted it, and when we caught you on it and brought it to your attention, this is what happened.
You wouldn't like my body. It's all circuity and metallic.
Oh, good. We haven't been getting our recommended daily allowance of iron.
No! Please!
I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I already know exactly what that is. It's an intro to the ad, man. For video review. I'm proposing Angel. For fuck's sake. When will these people shut the fuck up? My god!
Well, I'm sorry, why in the first place?
Because I couldn't think of anything interesting to do for the intro, and that's still the thing I
So you show art that is from a minor?
Yeah, that's not good enough. Like, I feel like I understand it.
When I said that to you, you were quiet and you had no argument and you kept fumbling over your words, and your only argument as to why you did that was literally, oh, that was the only thing I could think of at the time, yeah, that's,
Take it easy, it's just a drawing.
Another claim that's been floating around is that I had an NSFW section in my Discord server where minors could easily access it. This is also a lie. While there was an NSFW section, it was completely locked to where only a handful of members that I knew for a fact were adults had access to. And even then, it was removed because I didn't want that close to the actual community server. And also, claims of apparent CP being shared there are also bullshit. And the worst lie of all that pissed me off the most is the disgusting insinuation that I was somehow sharing CP with my girlfriend. All of these statements are obviously lies, because if they were true, you'd think they'd have actual proof of that, right?
So the only thing Colin and his friend prove is that the server exists, which is already confirmed by Arachnid Youth. So yeah, and the only way you really believe them is if you take their word, which I just don't take their word for it at all, especially when they believe that cartoon characters are children.
Yeah, I thought so.
Again, the only person here that is lying is you, because Comic Legend / Liam never said those things. This is what he actually said.
One day before we broke ties with Arachnid Youth, JP showed me that he had an NSFW chat in his public server where kids were allowed to join.
Whoa. Who said kids were allowed to join? Now, from the screen that you showed me, I don't really see any evidence of that at all. That's a very heavy accusation.
All this time, and only after JP and a few others convinced him, he finally made a separate private server to share porn with his girlfriend and close internet friends. Why the fuck are you doing that? Why did you have an NSFW chat in your Discord server where you have children there?
That was the motivation of me fucking removing it in the first place. Making a whole separate server.
It shouldn't have been there in the first place. You
shouldn't need another server for it. You shouldn't need another server for it. It just shouldn't exist.
Yeah, yeah, what a fucking loser.
Of course, any normal person wouldn't care and move on, but to Twitter, everything is pedophilia, and if you disagree, you're a pedophile.
No, actually, I think any normal person just wouldn't engage with this type of behavior to begin with.
This made me want to check out his server to see if it was as disgusting as I suspected, and I found out it was worse. He had pedophiles who share art of underage characters in a public art chat section of the server.
Citation needed. Citation fucking needed.
Mainly of 14-year-olds, and worst of all, these people are people that Arachnid Youth is known to be friends with and was cool with.
Okay, if these people are pedos, expose them. Tell us who they are, right? I assume that they're on this Discord server. Tell us. Show us. Who are they? If they're distributing stuff that is of kids, tell us. Unless you're doing some sort of legal thing. Other than that, why are you going to tell us? Show us. Who are these pedos? Why aren't you showing us? Give us this information. Come on. No? Are they pedos? You're not going to give us information? Well, then shut the fuck up.
In the Federal Criminal Code of the US, CP is partly defined as any photograph, film, video, picture, or computer-generated images that depicts actual or simulated sexually explicit activity by a minor, where, in the latter case, the simulation is indistinguishable from actual sexually explicit activity. CP also includes visual depictions that are created or modified so as to appear to depict actual sexually explicit activity by an identifiable minor, i.e. by a recognizable individual who was a minor when the visual depiction was created or modified, or whose image as a minor was used in the creation of the modification of the visual depiction. age of consent, the age at which most people become legally capable of consenting to sexual relations, varies widely between countries, though in most countries, including the US, it is set between 16 and 18 years old. Sexually explicit activities are understood to include sexual intercourse, sodomy, fellatio, masturbation, sadomasochistic abuse, bestiality, and sexually alluring displays of genitals or the pubic area, because CP generally involves egregious acts of criminal sexual abuse and exploitation of children, which are profoundly harmful to the child victims. The production, distribution, and possession of CP are prohibited by law in most countries and are often harshly punished. In the United States, CP and activities related to it, including production, distribution, possession, and promotion, are prohibited by federal law and by the legal codes of all 50 states.
Number one, it's not illegal. SK knows this and has backed off of this point. Hence why you hear in the call we don't bring up legality, because he got cooked last time he did.
Guess what, champ? We've already went over multiple times why it is illegal and how it is illegal. Stop using legal loopholes to justify your degenerate behavior.
I don't think on Twitter, and even censored versions on YouTube. So if it's CP like you claim it is, why is it up?
Yes, there is cartoon corn on Twitter, and yes, censored on YouTube. You ask why it's up, and that's because, 1, cartoon corn doesn't always mean it's lolly, just like regular corn doesn't always mean it's CP. 2, if things are censored, meaning work safe for people to make videos on the topic, to either educate or expose someone, then that's why it's still up. It's work safe.
Censored CSEM would be CSEM, meaning the person exposing would have committed both a crime legally and morally. So either it's CSEM and both have distributed it and downloaded it, or B, the exposer is a moron. So which will it be? Option A.
It also includes visual depictions that are created or modified so as to appear to depict an actually sexually explicit activity by an identifiable minor. And the fact that you continue to be obtuse about this, again, is very telling of you as a person.
But I have a theory. People talk loud when they want to act smart, right? Correct!
Made up.
Already gone over how it's illegal still, and I'll leave a link to this in the description, even though again, it's already been gone over in the video. But there are very easy ways to distinguish when something being animated, drawn, or computer generated is depicting a minor, especially when the character in question might already have their age known by the viewers of the piece of media.
I think there's something very telling about antis, where they'll think of these cartoon characters as people, as depictions of minors and stuff, yet still post it, even censored, or sometimes not censored, and not understand why it is morally wrong to post a child, even censored online, when they're being taken, like if this was an actual child, they're being sexually taken advantage of. There's a reason why you wouldn't post it. There's a reason why we don't see people posting censored images of a CSM video that they found. You report that shit. That's what you do. Even with like antis, you'd think that they would actually understand this. I don't get how antis can be this dumb. You'd think they'd have some self-awareness to be able to go, okay, this may be something I would do, but I understand that societally that's not morally right, so I shouldn't do it. But no, it's like they skip a step. I'm pretty sure people that lack empathy have a better understanding of how like a normal person would react. And I say normal person in like how a regular person would think to do these things. But no, it's just like, what the fuck? Honestly, I've been at this for a while. I'm tired. I'm gonna leave this bit in. Fuck Colin. Fuck this. This is a pain. This has gotten so... I wanted to have some fun with this, but this is just annoying. He literally reads the law and he ignores it. Oh my Christ. I'm just... I can't. Christ almighty. Anyway, there's gonna be one more bit. So, yeah.
But let's hold up for a second. If your psychologist is telling you you're not attracted to kids, then that statement that he told you had to arrive from a conversation of you talking about that you yourself are attracted to animated CP. And if this brainlet of a psychologist told you you're not attracted to kids, even though you have an attraction to things that are depicting a child in a sexual manner, then does that mean that you had thoughts of being attracted to kids based on this whole lolly situation? And if you can now sleep a little better because this therapist told you that, well, you didn't really think that one through, did you, champ?
Per bag. You're the problem. You're the one everyone hates, and you're the one acting like a child. You need to start behaving like an adult, or sit down and shut the fuck up.
Or he could have gone to a psychologist. He could have gone, look, I like these characters, right? Some of the underage, some of the older. What do you think? Am I a nonce? He could have gone to a psychologist, could have been direct and asked those questions. The psychologist would have gone, well, these are cartoon characters. There's been studies. There's no link to it. When you're watching this content, are you projecting children onto them, or do you just like the characters for those characteristics and their designs? There'll be a whole process there, and that would be the way to answer those questions. This is just me this is me thinking about this, you know? I don't think Colin has ever had like a mental thing where you've been told by people you're something that you're not, or you've had to deal with stuff just happening where you start having dark thoughts even though you know you're not like, has he never dealt with that shit? Like, there are people that deal with like intrusive thoughts, you know? Have you ever dealt with it? Like, this guy's talking out of his fucking ass. I'm actually I'm getting so tired. I'm so tired. I'm tired. I'm too tired. All right, last bit, then I'm done. I'm leaving this in because I want you guys to hear how this went from me just having fun to actually being pissed off by this. This is annoying. The further I get into this, the more pissed off I think I'm going to get. So, yeah, probably the last time you're going to be hearing my voice. Anyway, let's get into this. Christ almighty. Oh my god, Colin. Oh, he's reminding me of all the... he's reminding me of people.
I've looked at parts of the folder that Arachnid's friends sent to SK and Liam, and a lot of the things sent are from Japanese studies, which I already outlined as a problem earlier, and there are also other studies mixed in with this. And a good amount of these are long as shit, and I am not reading them. But you want to know why I'm not reading them? Because I do not need to. It's common sense.
You're a fucking idiot. This needs to stop. Now.
How you deal with these people is you make fun of them. Simple as that. Don't argue, don't name call, don't rise to the challenge. Just laugh at them. Make a joke at their expense. We humans are social creatures. We do our best not to be embarrassed where and when we can. We don't get embarrassed when somebody is arguing with us. We argue back. We don't get embarrassed when somebody punches us. We punch them back. We do, however, get embarrassed when we're the butt of a joke and people are laughing at us. It gets us looking inwards rather than lashing outwards. It's a very different type of thing going from people are mad at me for being offended to people are laughing at me for being